Revise regularly. Update your content as your research evolves. Revising regularly. Updating content as your research evolves in Chapter 2. Thesis writing. Writing. Chapter 2. Review of related literature is not a one-time task. It is a continuous process that requires regular revision and updates. As research progresses, new sources emerge, perspectives change, and the study's direction may shift. Therefore, it is essential to revise the literature review periodically to ensure that it remains relevant, accurate, and aligned with the study's objectives. This section explains why regular revision is necessary, common challenges in updating content, and effective strategies for ensuring that Chapter 2 remains up to date. Why regular revision is essential in Chapter 2A. Ensures alignment with research objectives. The study's focus may shift or refine over time. Regular revisions ensure that Chapter 2 remains aligned with the latest research objectives. If the literature review no longer supports the main research questions, it must be adjusted to reflect the most relevant themes and theories. Example. Initial research question. How does online learning impact students' academic performance? Refined research question. How do students from low-income backgrounds experience online learning challenges? The revised research question now focuses on a specific student demographic, requiring updates in the literature review to include studies on socioeconomic factors and online education. B. Keeps the literature review current. New studies are constantly published, and keeping up with them ensures that the literature review is based on the most recent findings. A literature review that only cites outdated studies may appear less credible and relevant. Example of outdated citation. A study by Johnson, 2010, found that students prefer face-to-face learning over online education. Revised version. With updated research. While Johnson, 2010, found that students preferred face-to-face learning, recent studies indicate that preferences have shifted due to improvements in digital learning tools and platforms. Smith, 2022, Lee, 2023. The revised version acknowledges changes in student preferences over time. C. Enhances clarity and coherence. Revising regularly helps identify repetitive, unclear, or weak arguments. Improving clarity makes the literature review easier to follow and strengthens its logical flow. Example of a confusing statement. Many researchers have examined online learning, and different studies show mixed results about its effectiveness. Revised version with clarity. Research on online learning presents mixed results. Some studies highlight its benefits, such as flexibility and accessibility, Brown 2021, while others emphasize challenges, including student disengagement and technological barriers, Garcia 2022. The revised version provides clearer details and proper citations. D. Allows integration of theoretical and conceptual frameworks. As research evolves, new theoretical models may emerge that are more applicable to the study. Regular revision ensures that the most appropriate framework is used to analyze the literature. Example. Initially used constructivist learning theory, but after further research, realized that cognitive load theory provides a better explanation. For online learning challenges, revising Chapter 2 ensures that the correct framework is incorporated, making the review more relevant. E. Strengthens citations and avoids plagiarism risks. Revising regularly allows researchers to cross-check citations and ensure proper attribution. Sometimes, early drafts may contain uncited paraphrases that need proper referencing to avoid plagiarism. Example of poor citation. Studies have shown that online learning improves accessibility for students in remote areas. Revised version with proper citation. Research indicates that online learning improves accessibility for students in remote areas. Lee and Thompson, 2021. Rodriguez, 2022. Adding citations strengthens credibility and prevents plagiarism. Issues. 2. Challenges in updating. Chapter 2 and how to overcome them. Managing large amounts of literature. Problem. With so many studies available, it can be overwhelming to determine which ones to include or exclude. Solution: use reference. Management tools like Zotero, EndNote, or Mendeley to organize sources. Categorize studies based on themes, methodologies, or research gaps for easier reference. B. Avoiding overloading with excessive information. Problem: adding new studies without revising old ones may lead to information overload and redundancy. Solution: regularly review and remove irrelevant or outdated studies. Focus on quality over quantity. Include only the most impactful research. C. Ensuring consistency in writing. Style problem: revising multiple times may lead to inconsistencies in tone and terminology. Solution: maintain a consistent writing style and use the same academic tone throughout. Review previous sections. After making updates to ensure coherence. Strategies for effective revision in Chapter 2A. Set regular review periods. Schedule specific times to revisit Chapter 2 rather than waiting until the final stages of the thesis. Example: review literature every 2 months and update sources if needed. B. Compare early drafts with current research trends. Regularly compare initial sources with newly published studies. Ask: are there any groundbreaking studies? That should be included. Has any cited research been disproven or revised? C. Seek feedback from peers and advisors. Professors, mentors, or colleagues may identify outdated or weak arguments that need revision. Peer review helps ensure that the literature review is thorough and balanced. D. Keep a revision log. Maintain a record of changes made during each revision. Example: date revision. Reason for change: Jan. 2024 added new studies on AI in education. Recent publications show updated trends. March 2024 removed. Outdated research from 2010 findings no longer relevant. A revision log keeps track of updates and prevents repetition. (DOR-E) Ensure proper citation updates. If sources are added or removed, update the reference list accordingly. Verify that all in-text citations match the bibliography. Best practices: use Google Scholar alerts to track new studies in the research area. Periodically check databases like PubMed, Scopus, or JSTOR for recent publications. Final checklist. For revising Chapter 2. Does the literature review align with the latest research objectives? Have outdated studies been replaced with recent findings? Is there a logical flow between sections after revisions? Are citations up to date and correctly formatted? Is the writing style consistent throughout the chapter? Has feedback from advisors or peers been incorporated? By revising regularly, Chapter 2 remains accurate, relevant, and well-structured, strengthening the thesis's overall credibility. Instead of treating the literature review as a static document, it should be seen as a living part of the research process, evolving as new insights emerge. If you find this content helpful, subscribe to stay updated on the next tips for writing. Chapter 2. Feel free to comment below with topics you'd like us to cover in future content. Thank you.